I went to Czechoslovakia, where I met Bill Lures, the ambassador, for the first time, and became a close friend of mine, who was instrumental in my getting to meet Václav Havel for the first time. As I remember it, he was under house arrest, and to meet him, to get to talk to him, I had to take a very circuitous route. I walked out of the residency of the embassy a couple of blocks, hailed a cab, which was probably KGB, but it didn't matter. Got in a cab and went to a building where I was told to go to. Got out, left the cab, walked through that building to a sort of area on the other side of the building where I was picked up by a car. The usual wonderful stuff. And eventually got to Havel's apartment. Now, I'd known his work. I'd read some of his work in translation, of course, and was very pleased to meet him. As I remember our first meeting, it was about an hour. The most important thing that happened, we talked a lot about Samuel Beckett and his Havel's fondness for serious playwrights. And as I remember it, Václav asked me if I would take some messages out of Czechoslovakia to various writers in the West. As I remember it, though I could be wrong here, these were verbal messages. Even though I was there on a kind of quasi-diplomatic passport, being part of the cultural exchange program, there were people all around. Whenever I'd sit down in a restaurant in Prague, talking to a writer, to a Czech writer, all of a sudden 2 tables on either side would be filled with people listening very carefully. So you had to be awfully careful in those days. But that was the first meeting that Havel and I had, and I think I took a message for Beckett from him, which pleased me to do. And of course we saw each other a lot before his presidency. Bill Lures was kept being ambassador there for quite a while, 4 or 5 years. And we would meet and talk about the problems that theater faced around the world.